So week 11, I got a dog. This is Sharpie. He's very cute and naughty, and I have many bite marks to prove it. Anyway, so we are in week 11 for production of Chris and Damron Company's next home season. Now, if you're just stepping into these vlogs, our next home season is going to be happening January 31st through February 2nd at Yerba Buena Center for the Arts in San Francisco. Impact is a contemporary dance that is inspired by brutalist architecture and the egalitarian philosophy behind why the buildings were built. If you want some more information about that, I'll put the link somewhere up here, and you can look at week 12, the first vlog kind of stepping into production for Impact. For week 11, I want to focus on my collaboration with Alice Malia, who is making the scenic design for Impact. I first saw some of Alice's work at Risa Punky's show at ODC, I think it was last spring, and it was stunning. It sculpted the space, it made you feel like you weren't even in ODC anymore, and it just set the mood and set the tone. I thought she would be just an amazing creative mind to add into this entire project. You know, we shot at the Oakland Museum, which is a brutalist inspired building, and those images had such cool shadows, and also pulling in the concrete shapes and those ideas into the scenic design was really important because we want it to feel brutalist. So kind of looking at the marketing images and where they were taken and the feel of the images, Alice started sending me mood boards, photos of brutalist buildings that inspired Alice from interiors to exteriors. It started to create this common language between both of us so we could start to really hone in on our ideas. And then at production meetings, Alice started bringing in little mock-up designs of certain shapes she had in mind that we wanted to hang from the tension grid in the ceiling of YBCA.
Obviously I didn't build everything, so it's not, I don't have a way to hang, but as I'm playing around with shapes, and as I'm doing it, I'm kind of thinking, you know what's going to be the simplest to build, what's going to fit through these double doors up here, you know, what can we make that's going to be big, but it's not going to require like too much assembly in the space, and also what's going to feel like, you know, raw, like we want it to.
And by having Alice bring in those mock-ups, we really got to start to see and envision what this design would look like. We knew we wanted to hang something from the tension grid. Alan Wilner, who is our lighting designer, also sat into these production meetings so we could really be thinking about how the lights is going to shine through the scenic elements and all those different things. And then from there, Alice and I started to pick and choose which shapes made the most sense. And we ended up deciding that we only wanted to use one shape. So then we started to lay that in SketchUp and put it up in the ceiling, so to say, of YBCA. And we're just playing with different angles of how it could hang in the space. So I'm gonna jump into Alice and my last sort of design meeting that we had and how we've kind of talked through where we're at with our scenic design. What's also interesting about this is you can see all the different angles of each shape. So even though they're all the same, you're getting a really different perspective.
Yes, I don't think that they read as the same shape initially, and I think that's what's interesting about it, because you know, I think they'll figure that out as they go along.
Yeah, and it also ties into like brutalism, the repeating patterns, and similarity in shape and all of that.
But it's got much more, you know, it's got movement and some kind of strange fluidity, even though they look precariously balanced. Yeah, I think Alan will have fun with it. And in a way, I mean, actually thinking about it, if it goes up into the grid, even if it's not lit up there, you'll still see it, and it will just kind of disappear. You know, even if we have this effect as though it's disappearing into darkness, like that would be great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
You know, if it's not really lit,
it's coming, tumbling out of this thing, which I like.
Yeah.
In December, my friend Chris Williams, who is a carpenter, is going to help me make these pieces, and then Alice and I are gonna paint them, and we're gonna arrive at Yerba Buena show week, we're gonna pop them into the house, and it'll be perfect. And something I'm learning along the way with all this scenic design is just how different each venue is. YBCA has a union house, so when we step foot into YBCA, we can't actually even touch our scenic design. We have to kind of tell everybody where to put them. So we need to come in knowing where they're gonna be be hanging, having the shapes actually intact. And also we have to fireproof our scenic design, which I've never had to do. So Alice has gone to the fire department. We're finding the certain stuff we have to use. It's just, you know, you think sometimes things are gonna be simple. You just make the scenic design, you put it up. Not true. So always being open to different policies and regulations that theaters have. It's like the last thing you think about, but it is something you have to do. So anyway, I hope this vlog was helpful. Next week we have a production meeting with Yerba Buena, so it might be a cool way to sort of step into that zone, giving you a little picture into what it's like to have a production meeting. I also have a lot of other things, so I'm gonna leave the door open just in case I wanna do Aaron's music or Rita's costumes or something just entirely different. So, hope you can find me back here next week. Adios. I almost forgot. Check this out. Postcard.